Chromperfect Training Series, the File Editor Program. Introduction. In this video, we will introduce the File Editor program in Chromperfect. This presentation is targeted at new users. It is designed to go through a quick overview of the file editor and focuses on the basic functions and layout of the program. The file editor allows users to create, edit, and print Chromperfect files. It is a central utility used throughout the system and supports a wide range of file types. The file editor supports the following Chromperfect file types. These include method files, calibration files, SEC calibration files, and format files. It also supports sequence files, raw files, and results job files. Instrument setpoint files are also supported. These files define how the instrument is controlled during a run and are commonly referred to as instrument control files. They are used alongside method files. All supported file types are shown on screen. Multiple Document Interface. The file editor uses a Multiple Document Interface, or MDI. This means that several files may be open for editing at the same time, each in its own editing form. Launching the file editor. To launch the file editor, click the Files button on the Chromperfect main menu. When the file editor opens, the main form may appear empty. This happens if the open dialog has been suppressed. This is normal behavior. The File menu. All standard file operations are handled through the File menu. The File menu layout is shown on screen. Creating a new file. To create a new file, choose File, New. The New File dialog appears as shown. Each button in this dialog represents a different type of file that can be created. Pressing a button selects the file type. Once the new file has been created in memory, the appropriate editing form appears. Most setpoint file buttons are dimmed in this dialog because setpoint files can only be created by uploading from an instrument. If the current user does not have permission to create synthetic raw files, the Raw File button will also be dimmed. Opening an existing file. To open an existing file, choose File, Open. The Open File dialog appears, as you can see here. Except for a checkbox, this dialog is identical to the New File dialog. If the checkbox is selected, this dialog will appear automatically whenever the file editor is launched. Press the Setpoint button to view additional file types and press the Back button to return to the main layout. Selecting any file type button opens a File Inquiry dialog. The File Inquiry dialog includes a checkbox labeled Close All Open Files. If selected, all other editing forms are closed when the new file is opened. Enter the file name and press OK. The selected file opens and the appropriate editing form appears. Working with multiple open files. Multiple file selections are possible. Each opened file appears in its own editing form. It is possible to open multiple copies of the same file. However, only the first copy is editable. All additional copies are read-only. If changes are made in a read-only form, they cannot be saved unless a new file name is specified. When several editing forms are open, only one is active. The active form has a highlighted caption, while the others appear dimmed, as shown on screen. Most file menu actions apply only to the active form. To activate a form, click anywhere inside it, or use the Window menu to select a file from the list. Closing files. To close the active editing form, choose File, Close, or click the form's Close box. If changes have been made since the last save, you will be prompted. Choosing Yes saves the file and closes the form. Choosing No closes the form without saving, and changes are lost. Choosing Cancel leaves the form open and unchanged. Saving files. To save changes to the same file, choose File, Save. The active form's contents are written to the current file, and the version number is incremented. No warning is given because overwriting the original file is assumed to be intentional. The form remains open for further editing. If the file was opened as read-only, the Save option is dimmed. If the file has never been saved to disk, Save behaves like Save As. To save changes under a different file name, choose File, Save As. A file inquiry dialog appears. Enter the new file name and press OK. If the file already exists, you will be warned and given the option to cancel. If the save succeeds, the form caption updates to the new file name and the version number resets to 1. The form remains open, and future save actions apply to the new file. Exiting the file editor. To exit the file editor, choose File, Exit. If changes exist in any open file, each form will be brought forward in turn and you will be prompted to save. If several files have unsaved changes, you will be prompted for each one. Once all editing forms are closed, the program terminates. Choosing Cancel stops the exit process and leaves all remaining forms unchanged. Printing files. Open files can be printed in several ways. To print to the default printer, choose File, Print. To print to the screen with pagination, choose File, Print Preview. To print to the screen without pagination, choose File, Print to Screen. Plots and images are omitted. To print to a text file, choose File, Print to Text File. Then enter the file name. Plots and images are omitted. To select a printer, choose File, Choose Printer, and select from the available list. Opening files automatically. The file editor can accept a fully qualified file name from the command line. When this is used, the file editor opens directly with that file already loaded. The Edit menu. The Edit menu supports cut, copy, and paste operations. Any selected text may be cut or copied to the clipboard and pasted into another control within Chromperfect or into other programs that support clipboard operations. The keyboard shortcuts Ctrl-X, Ctrl-C, and Ctrl-V perform the same actions. The View menu. The View menu controls the appearance of the file editor window itself. The Toolbar option toggles the toolbar on or off. The toolbar contains buttons for common actions such as New, Open, Save, Print, Cut, Copy, and Paste. The Status Bar option toggles the status bar at the bottom of the window. The status bar displays information about the active file, including the version number, file format, last modification date and time, and the contents of the description field. If the file has never been saved, the status bar indicates New File, and some fields are empty. Other menu items. The Tools menu provides access to several utilities. Some tools apply only to specific file types, such as the ASCII to Sequence utility. Other utilities, including Auto Name, Batch Process, Rapid Review, and Edit Raw Headers, are described elsewhere. The Convert, Compare, and Extract utilities are unique to the file editor and are described separately. The Options menu. The Options menu contains two items. The Quit Warning option controls whether save prompts appear when closing files. Disabling this option suppresses these warnings. The second option is useful when making small changes to raw files and testing them through batch processing. The Window menu. The Window menu controls how editing forms are arranged. Tile horizontally arranges forms in a vertical stack. Tile vertically arranges forms side by side. Cascade arranges forms in an overlapping layout. Arrange Icons aligns icons for minimized forms along the bottom of the window. When one or more editing forms are open, the Window menu also lists each file by name. Selecting a name activates that form. The Help menu. The Help menu contains two items. Manual opens the Adobe PDF Reader and displays the relevant section of the Chromperfect manual. About opens an informational dialog. A final note. What is the difference between a method file and a solution file? You should be aware that you have a choice within Chromperfect to use two different file types. Both of these control governing methods, and the other files we have discussed in this chapter. Chromperfect also supports solution files as an alternative way of organizing methods and their supporting files. A solution file is a container that holds a method together with its associated calibration, format, and other ancillary information, rather than referencing these files externally. Solution files are edited using a separate program called the Chromperfect Solution File Editor, not the file editor shown in this video. Users typically choose to work either with method files and external supporting files, or with solution files, depending on their preferred workflow. While both approaches can coexist on the same Chromperfect system, many users find it simpler to remain consistent and use one approach throughout. We go into depth about how to use and edit solution files in another video. This concludes the detailed introduction to the file editor program. In the next training videos, we will look more closely at editing specific file types and applying these files in Chromperfect workflows. Thank you for watching. Please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and click the bell icon so you are notified when we upload new videos. If you would like more information about Chromperfect, please reach out to us on our website at www.chromeperfect.com.